I got some new skincare. I could do a grocery haul. Talk about the step-by-steps for you guys. Social media and politics and news. Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. It feels like it's been a while. Let me just say something before we go into this vlog. First of all, it's Sunday, it's the morning. As per usual, January is being dragged out, it feels like. But let me just say this, that I know, and I think I have talked about this on the channel, that I think this first 6 months of the year is gonna be still very hectic. Some of the reasons you already know and I've already mentioned, which is that there are some changes that are happening in my work, and also as you know from the title, I have to write my thesis. I'll still go to university this semester. I'll only have one class, team coaching, on 3 Saturdays, so that's not going to be super time consuming. But doing the thesis, I mean actually writing it and doing the research and going out to the company which I've chosen, and which will be the field practice part, and then also studying for the final exam is gonna be challenging. I chose the word challenging because I don't want to say hard. I don't want to say that. It's just gonna be challenging, but we will manage. So because of this, I'm trying to do my best to upload as many long format videos as possible. But as of today, I haven't uploaded any long format videos. I've already filmed one. I'm gonna try to work on it today. So I'm asking for your patience if you're looking for new videos, long format videos. And also there are some things happening in my personal life which are good things, and you will know, and I will talk about it later and it's said and done, but not yet. But I've been working on a lot of short format content which is already regularly going live here on YouTube and also on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, it's at effythenewone, same handle that I have over here. And I'm also preparing some posts as well, not just reels on Instagram. So if you're really into psychology, then I encourage you to give me a follow over there if you want to. That's all I wanted to say about this. Thank you for your patience again. I'm just drinking my usual tea in the morning. Ginger, turmeric, usually lemon juice. This time I made it with orange because I didn't have lemon. Yes, where was I? Yes, ginger, turmeric. I made it with orange. I put it in an ice cube holder. And then I make some ice cubes, and whenever I want to make it, just put the ice cube in the cup, pour some hot water on it, and it's perfect. It's great for endometriosis. So I got some new skincare, and I know that you guys love new skincare, and I do love to talk about skincare, so I figured I would show you my routine. It's gonna be great before I sit down to my desk and start studying. And when I say studying for today, I want to spend like 2 to 3 hours today just to make like an outline of my thesis. But first things first, I got this new tonic. I cannot pronounce the name of the brand. This is the Green Plum Refreshing Toner. I've been using everything that I'm showing you here for a month now, and I do say that it's working well with my very dry skin, especially during the winter. Next up, I also got this beauty elixir, and I'm a little bit angry at myself because I've been using it so much and it's already down to here. The brand, by the way, and Dan saw this a few months ago. He was like, oh, Drake is using this, like maybe he should use it. I'm like, okay, we can try using it. So we tried, we love it. This is the smaller version, the 30 milliliter one. There's the 100 milliliter. This is pricey, but I think I'm gonna repurchase it because it makes my skin really feel really good. Something that I have been using in my nighttime routine is this multi-peptide lash and brow serum from The Ordinary. And I don't know if it's been helping, but they have been growing out a little bit more, which I like. It looks just like this. but I'm not gonna put it on in the mornings because I actually want to do my brows. Last but not least, we're gonna moisturize, and this is the state of my CeraVe moisturizer. I repurchased it, but I'm still trying to squeeze out everything or anything that's still in here, and it looks like it's done, but there's still a little bit more every time. This moisturizer is the best one that I have ever used, and I've tried out so many, and this CeraVe one was the one that's been really working for me. I think I found it last year, like around the beginning of the year, and I love it because it does really feel very hydrating. Like I put it on in the morning and my skin feels moisturized throughout the whole day. Plus it is SPF 50, which is just amazing, especially for the summertime. So during this summer, I mean, I do use some skincare in the morning, but if I only do this CeraVe cream and fix my brows, I'm good to go. Like I don't really prefer using a lot of makeup, but that's it. I don't do this every morning, just like I don't do my nighttime routine every morning. What I do is take off my makeup with this micellar water, that's for sure, and always put on a cream. And this is the nighttime cream that I got. This is from Zaya, Dry Skin Water Balance Collagen Night Cream, and it's wrinkle smoothing, and it says that 90% of the ingredients are from like natural origin. It's been working very, very good. I've seen a lot pricier night creams, like a lot more pricier, and I was like, let me just try this one. I love that it's natural, and let's see if it's working, and it's been fine. I would really want this video to be as helpful as possible if you're writing a thesis. It also crossed my mind that 2 of my cousins are writing their thesis. I think one of them this semester and the other one is a little bit later, and they were asking me throughout Christmas like, hey, how are you doing this? I've never done this. And they really didn't get, I mean, not that much of a help from their teachers on how to do this. So that's why I figured that hopefully it would be helpful for you, and it will be motivational for me to actually start doing this. I only have 4 more months, and with all the changes happening, I just want to start it as soon as possible. And for today, my goal for today is 1, talk about the step-by-steps for you guys, and also go through some study techniques that I've learned. When I started my bachelor's, we had 1 course about it, and it really helped me on how to actually start studying and how to motivate yourself. Is it good if you drink coffee? Should you be drinking something else? Sleep, how our memory works and contains all the information. So just really good study techniques. As for the study session for me for today is to write out the structure of my thesis and basically fill it out, especially for the introduction part, because that's gonna be the first one that I would want to write, and that's where I will need a lot of citations, look up some researches, look up some theoretical models, people who have worked on this topic, and just make a list of all of that and just really structure it. That's how my brain works. I need to have like a skeleton of the whole thing, and then I can start filling it out basically. So starting off with how to start your thesis, and this is just everything that's been working for me. If you're new to my channel, hi. I made this channel a long time ago, and one of the aims was to, you know, just have these videos for me, and then it progressed a little bit in the years, and I started sharing my life, and within that I started sharing my studies. So I did my bachelor's in Hungary, and then I also did my master's here in Hungary. I'm a psychologist, and my master's was one of the hardest 2 years of my life. A lot of research, a lot of studying. I did it from clinical and health psychology. It really truly is the love of my life. Clinical and health psychology was not easy, and writing the thesis for that was not easy at all for me. It was very challenging, but it was also very fun. So everything that I'm saying in this video is just my experience. So I really hope that it's gonna help you too. All right, so first things first for me is to set up your vibe. This is my corner in our living room. I have my lovely bookshelves here. It really does motivate me, I have to say. But to make your space where everything is organized and everything that you would need is around you. For me, this is how it looks like. A little bit of an ambiance as well. So I'm gonna light that candle in here. I also have my candles lit. This is the beautiful Zen garden that I got from my boyfriend for Christmas. So this is also creating like a very calming mood, which is very much what I need for studying. But coming back to this area, a very, very comfy chair. I have my monitor, something to drink. This is what I'm starting off with. I never start with caffeine. Plus, I do have endometriosis, so doing caffeine can be necessary during study sessions, but I don't start with that right away, especially not in the mornings. A little bit of greenery helps me, so that's why I have this cute little snake plant over here. And as I said, I'm gonna light this candle because this is the routine that I've made for myself. So when you have your area set up, that's where the routine part comes in, especially for me. There are some days when I really do not feel like studying, and for now, this kind of study session is not a memorizing kind of study session, but I will have a lot of those as well. So that's gonna be a lot different study session, but setting up my space, setting up my area of studying is really important for me because it's just gonna get me into the studying mood. Our brains, as we know, it works in very mysterious ways. And when you set up a study routine for yourself, so what you're doing before you're actually sitting down and start your study session, it's gonna help your brain to anticipate the fact that, okay, she's doing or he's doing these things because after that, we're gonna have to study. It depends on what you prefer for yourself. What I've started doing, I think, like middle of my bachelor's, and it really became an actual routine during my master's, was to set up my area, clean everything, light a candle, have a tea, and basically that's it. Another thing is whether or not you listen to something when you're studying. So there are actually researches that if you listen to classical music, that can help you with keeping yourself calm, and it can also help you focus, but it really does depend on your personality. For me, if I listen to music, it definitely has to be classical or like these lo-fi kind of music that you have on YouTube. I love those playlists, but it's very important for me that they don't have any kind of lyrics. And there's actual psychology for this. So if you're listening to a song or like a playlist where there's lyrics in it, it's just gonna confuse your brain a little bit, especially if you're reading something, if you're trying to contain some kind of information, it's gonna clash with what you're reading or what you're trying to study, especially if you understand the lyrics. So for me, any other kind of music is a no-go, especially for me, because I'm just gonna start singing it and then my focus is gone. So that is my routine, and let's move into our next section. So my next section of how to start this whole thing, this is always planning, as it is with basically every area of my life. I really like to plan as much as I can. My calendars. I do have my calendar on my laptop, which is just a regular calendar that you have for a MacBook or for a Windows-based laptop as well. And first things first, I have to know my deadline. So I do know that my deadline for my thesis, like handing it in, is in the middle of May. And I do know that final exam is going to be around the end of June. So that gives me a certain amount of time. That is the number one, so that I know how much time I have. Other than that, I do like to have like an actual physical notebook with me where I can write down anything that comes to my mind, basically anything at all. And just getting one dedicated notebook for my thesis has always worked for me, just like getting one dedicated notebook for a specific class has always worked for me. So I bought a notebook for this, which looks like this. It has a little bit of a writing. It's just a regular notebook. There's nothing in it, but just the fact that this is dedicated for my thesis, I don't know, it just helps my brain. Next up is planning out the whole thesis. And I do have to say that I have made some plans already. We got this document, which I'm not able to share on the screen with you, but I have it in front of me. Got this document from the university itself. It's basically like a helpful document document with all the information that you would need. It has all the requirements for this specialization, which is organizational and leadership development and occupational psychology. That's what I've been studying in the past year and a half. It gives the aim of the thesis, and then, which is very much needed for me for today, is the structure of the thesis, all the text units that you have to have structurally, and then how the table of contents has to look like, the page numbering, the whole structure, the chapters, the notes, references, like how do you do the references. We are using the APA reference system, so the American Psychological Association's reference system, and do the citations like that. Also the bibliography. For the language, I have written all my theses in English, except for the case study, obviously, because we did have our sessions in Hungarian, and it was a huge question for me whether or not I should do it in English, and I still do not know. But the other aim of this study session for today is when I have the structure, I'm gonna call my thesis supervisor up and set up a meeting and ask him what he thinks, whether or not if I should write it in English. I know that I have asked him before, and he did say that he's cool with it, but I don't know, because I know that for the citations and the references, there's so much more references in English, and I feel like if you do speak or do know a certain level of English, I mean, for me, it's just me. For me, it's like more of a hassle to have the reference in English and then having to translate it into Hungarian and then you cite it in a different way. I don't know. I really don't know, because the interviews I'm gonna do in the company where I'm going to do my whole research, we're gonna talk in Hungarian. So when I do the interviews, it's gonna be in Hungarian. When I will have to write about what I found through the interviews and the tests, then I'm gonna have to convert that in English. So I don't know. Okay, and it also gives us a little bit of an information on how they will calculate the grade. If you're interested, in Hungary, we have 5 grades. 1 is a fail, the kind of like the pass is 2, the average is a 3, a good is a 4, and an excellent is a 5. Okay, next up, when you have all your information about the structure and how it has to look like, what I usually do is that I open up a blank document on my laptop. I don't care about the, the front page, how it has to look like, and all the formalities. I will do when I'm done with the actual thesis. So I open up a blank document and I write out the structure that I was given that I have to follow, like the introduction, the methods, and so on and so forth. Drum roll, I have to say that I have chosen the organizational diagnosis. So I'm gonna go to a company which I've already chosen, pick out a few aspects that you can do a research on and talk about when you're talking about an organizational diagnosis. So that's gonna be my thesis. So what we're gonna do is actually open up a blank document, do research paper, why not? I'm gonna write my name and let's do organizational diagnosis. Okay, so coming back here to my notes, this is what I have for the structural design, which I have taken from the document that I was given. So I'm just gonna Control C, and Control V the whole thing in here. Then I'm gonna do a Command A and format it a little bit so it's Times New Roman. And this is, as I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is not gonna be the end of it all. We're just kind of formatting it to have like a basic idea. What I like to do for myself as well is to make the bigger sections bold, so visually it stands out a little bit more for me. All right, now that we have this usually gives me a little bit of peace of mind that I've already started writing something. What I wanted to also talk about here, hard and challenging it can be to motivate yourself to do this thesis. I mean, it's a huge motivation that you're at the end of your studies. I get that actually very, very much motivates me as well. Like, this is gonna be my 3rd diploma, which is insane to think about. So that's very motivational for sure. But that's like the end goal, and it's a few months from now. That is a different kind of motivation than what you would need for every single day that would make you sit down and study for hours and work on this for hours. So I feel like you need to find something that very much motivates you in the morning or in the evening, depending
on when you like to study. I'm actually more of a evening studying person, but challenged myself throughout the years and I made myself start studying in the morning, like early in the morning. And when it's during the day, and right now it's very sunny in Budapest, so we will actually do something outside in the afternoon. So you have to find yourself something that motivates you every single day, and it can be very, very different. For me, for example, the routine that I have, it's very motivational. Having this structure and having a timeline of my studies written down and then taking out or crossing out the sections that I've already done is also very, very motivational. Also, you have to motivate yourself along the way. Best practices that people use, and some of them also could be study techniques as well. I'm sure you've heard about the Pomodoro technique. Is when you focus for, I think it's 45 minutes or like a certain amount of time, and then you do something completely different for 15 minutes. You actually stand up from the designated study space and you do something else outside or in a different room. That's the Pomodoro technique, or there are other techniques like that. There's also, studies behind eating carbs and chocolate and like snacking. They made a lot of researches how it can help focusing and actually maintaining information if you want to look into that. For me, actually getting, for example, that section done is very motivational. Having a warm beverage and seeing the light of my candle just behind you is very calming and motivational. So you have to find that kind of motivation for yourself, because we are different. We are so different. It's very much going to differ. So I already started writing out, as you've seen, the sections and the subsections for myself, and that is what I'm gonna do today, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. I actually need to, sit down, focus. I think that's kind of everything that I wanted to share. I know I talked a lot, but I really hope that it's gonna help some of you, and it actually motivated me for today. Study, I'm quickly finishing my tea, so I might drink something with a little bit of a caffeine, get into it, but otherwise it's just a chill Sunday. I'm very happy that it's finally sunny outside. So we were thinking with Dan, where should we go? Because I didn't share this, but now we have a car. It's just given us a lot more freedom, and we've been driving to different places. Like yesterday we went to there is this outlet in the outside, like the outskirts of Budapest. It's called Premier Outlet. You got this. And just like that, we are back. It's currently 3:57, so almost 4 o'clock. This was so good for my soul and for my mental health and for my physical health that we got out a little bit from the city. Wasn't sure if I wanted to vlog, but I was like, why not? We're going to this beautiful place, and I could also show you the city while we were driving in the car. I have just been feeling so grateful and a little bit emotional today, I have to say, because like I grew up with a car. My dad had one, and then later on my mom had one. We're always driving everywhere, but when we were very little, my mom also wanted to teach us etiquette, I guess, on the public transport. So I was also used to taking the bus, and I took the metro every single day for high school, back and forth, going all the way to the other side of the city and then back. And since I moved out, I have not been driving around or using a car when it was just me, and even with then. And now, it seems like such a small thing, but also not a small thing, I
I guess. But I'm just very, very grateful that now we have this. And the main reason why I'm very grateful is this. Exactly this, that the level of freedom that it gives you, just very, very grateful. So we took a little bit of a walk, and I actually just checked my phone. I did 4,570 steps, which is not the 10,000 that I usually recommend for you, but I'm still very happy because it was around 3 kilometers, which is just perfect for me. I haven't had any endometriosis symptoms today. Like bad ones. I've been having really bad flares in the past few days, so I'm glad that it's not happening today. I still have a little bit of a pain right now, but it's like out of like 1 to 10 is like a level 1, so that's more than manageable. So yeah, that's what we did, and then we hopped into Aldi because we needed some groceries, and I figured now that we're here I could do a grocery haul because I have found some very good stuff, especially some gluten-free stuff. I'm always looking for new food options for this endometriosis diet that I've been trying to follow. I've recently turned I don't know what am I even saying? I'm recently like trying to eat more gluten-free stuff, but I'm not like 100% gluten-free, but I have found that it makes me feel better, like I don't feel bad. And this doesn't mean, as I always say, especially in my endometriosis related videos, this doesn't mean that I'm 100% following that anti-inflammation diet that they recommend, but I'm trying. So let's see what we got here, and I do want to start with this. This was at the cashiers and I had to grab 4 of them. Aldi has this, wait, I think I got 4. Maybe I'll find the 4th one a little bit later on. But I have found these individually wrapped brownies. They are gluten-free and lactose-free. Also got some muesli bars. I got olives because I love to snack on these a lot. And I also put them in like pasta if I do pasta, or like salads or whatnot. Also got 1 cream because you can never know. In the Hungarian cuisine, loads of dishes have, where is my English today? Lots of dishes have cream. For the vegetables, these are not my favorite, but I've been reading online as I always do. Oh, this is from the Netherlands. But yeah, it's kind of recommended that with endometriosis you take as many different kinds of vegetables and fruits as possible. So I'm trying to widen my plate in that aspect. I've never really liked Brussels sprouts though, so I'm trying to find the best recipe. If you have a good recipe for Brussels sprouts that takes away the bitterness, I would very much appreciate it if you commented down below. Some cream cheese for Dan more so. We also had to get these waffles. I had these ones in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and I'm sure that this is gonna taste great, but it's not gonna taste the same. Got some cucumbers, got some celery sticks. I found frozen edamame beans. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these, but love edamame. Nut and berry mix, which I very, very much love from Aldi. Also got this like toasted and salted cashews as well. One of my favorite smoothies are these from Aldi. These will be great also for on the go. If I cannot have breakfast, for example, in the morning, when I go to work or, anywhere basically, I can just have it as like a pre-breakfast in the morning. Got some feta cheese because I really want to make some green salad this week. Got some cherries, and I'm gonna use these today because I'm gonna make some cherry soup, cold cherry soup. Got some frozen Mexican vegetable mix. We also have some milk here for Dan. These are the cubes that I use for any kind of, like vegetable soup base. Because I have to eat a lot of salmon and because I love salmon, I got this one frozen. It was discounted, so we're always happy about that. And these are my favorite ones, the smoked salmon for breakfast usually. And we also got some chicken. We also have another bag, but this one is not as full. I have found strawberries. Now strawberries are not in this season, if I'm not mistaken, but they looked very good and they were also discounted, and I'm planning to use this for my parfait. Is it called a parfait? Like yogurt, and you put some fruits on it and maybe some cereal on top and honey. I also found this is from DM, but I got this agave syrup yesterday and I ate a parfait last evening. This is a cinnamon agave syrup and it tasted very, very good. Lemons.
which was one of the main reasons why we wanted to go, but you know, we had a list, but you always find something else. I found this gluten-free bio snack. More snacks. This is a snack for Dan. Don't even ask, I don't know. What else? I've got some banana as well. Oh, and two more things. We have this bread, which you just have to pop into the oven. Last but not least, we've got some eggs because I've been trying to eat more eggs as well in the morning. This is everything that we got. I'm very happy. I love grocery shopping. I love coming up with new recipes and looking for new recipes. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. I mean, I'm gonna put all of this away. I kind of cleaned the kitchen, but we are going to cook because I have found a recipe for which you will need chickpeas, and I have them canned right now. And also sweet potatoes. I've been wanting to use these for a week now. And curry. So we're gonna make a chickpea sweet potato curry, and I'm just realizing now that I need to make a little bit of a rice for it. So that's what we're gonna make, and I'm also gonna make just a very easy soup. I actually have a lot of vlogs and videos from my favorite creators, so I'm just gonna catch up on those. I'm actually watching Will Tennyson right now. I found this guy a few weeks ago. Now he's making a video on I replaced my diet with supplements for 50 hours. He does these like challenge videos around fitness and food, and it's just really fun to watch. So that you could smell what's going on here. So we have the onion, the garlic, and the spices here.
Like, pick out your couch, make sure to measure everything.
Sticking it through. I mean, they were going to reach like...
It was kind of good that I couldn't sleep last evening because I got so much done for my thesis and like preparing for it, I guess. I finished the document that I started with you guys yesterday, and I feel quite accomplished, I have to say. Oh, plus I also wrote up a document which we do need, like it's a document that I will give to everyone who is participating in my research at this company where I'm doing my research, and it's basically like they are giving me their written consent that they consent to me using whatever they say, and if we do tests then those, but again everything anonymously. That's what I've done yesterday, and yeah, I do feel very accomplished. I just feel a lot better going into this week like this. I mean, we had such a great weekend, honestly. Like, I studied, moved my body, I was with my partner, we got the groceries done, I went to the movies with my colleague, I also rested a little bit. So yeah, truly, honestly, I cannot complain. Just logging into my laptop. And something that I wanted to show you yesterday, oh, and we also went to the designer outlet and I got a few stuff, and I forgot to show you the books that I got. One of the books that I got is called Kalevala, which is a story, like an original, very old story from Finland. And actually, when I was in school, like elementary school, I was part of the drama club, I guess you would say it, and we actually did this as a play, and I started it. You know, I never read it. I was in 3rd grade. I was like, I don't know, 9 years old, 10 years old, and I never read it, and now I really want to do, and I just found it, and it was very cheap, like 500 forints. Insane. And another thing is, one of my favorite psychologists ever is Viktor Frankl. This book is basically about how he came up with logotherapy, which is his path of therapy, I would
say. I don't know how to explain this in English. His study and his work is what I have used more so in my master's degree thesis, which is searching for the meaning in life, and actually the meaning in life as a psychological concept. That's part of what I was doing my research on in relation with meditation and loneliness. I've always wanted to read this book. I have another book from him, which is this one. They kind of look like almost the same. This one more so talks about logotherapy. In English, the name is Logotherapy in a Nutshell. The name. And I did tell you that I'm still reading Iron Flame. Let me show you where I am. This is how much I got done, and I still need this much. Not happy with myself. Not happy with myself because the first one, I read it in 3 weeks, 2.5, which was really, really fast for me, but also it was during the summer. So that was different. But I also got the first book here, and I promised my good friend and colleague Christian that I would give it to him. And tomorrow I'm going to the office, so I'm gonna keep this somewhere out here so I can start reading it. Good afternoon, everyone. I've been just working this whole morning, taking care of some stuff for myself as well, because tomorrow morning I have to go to the doctor's because my ears are still clogged. Yeah, I looked up if I need to get an appointment or I can just go there and wait in line. They don't need an appointment, so I'm gonna go there tomorrow a little bit before 8 because they can start, you know, like talking to patients. I don't know what's it called, like their on-call time, I guess, starts at 8 a.m. So I'm just gonna take my book and wait in line, and hopefully they will be able to help me with my ears because it's been really, really bothering me that I don't hear properly. Then it's gonna be a whole office day, and yeah, it's gonna be a long day work-wise, plus this appointment in the morning, and also I'm gonna meet one of my best friends, Cody, in the afternoon, which is gonna be lovely because I haven't seen her in like 2-3 weeks. I also went online and read some news, and I don't know why I always do this to myself, but I think, and let me know how you deal with this in the comments, but it's such a slippery slope because I do want to be updated on the news, not just Hungary news, but also like worldwide news. I have quite a few sources where I get my information from. It's just so hard, at least for me, to like keep the balance of wanting to know what's going on but trying to not let it get to me too much, to the point where I become very, very anxious or very, very angry because I can feel about things so strongly. And most of the times when I go online and I see something, I get very disappointed, very sad with the state of the world and people's decisions and what they are saying, and it's just very disheartening. And I just feel like, you know, like out of control, because to some, you know, like certain extent, like I'm very much out of control. And then I have to remind myself that I have to do whatever I can and focus on what I can control. And what I can control is how much I look at the news, how much I talk about these things with my friends and family, and, you know, like what I post on social media. And I know that sometimes I can post about very hard topics and I can be opinionated, but yeah, well, that's just me. When I feel very, very strongly about something, that it's good or bad, like I feel like I need to speak up. So that's one way for me how I get my feelings out, and hopefully more people be, you know, like more aware of that certain topic. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's just how I'm dealing with it. So yeah, today I've seen some very, 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 very damaging and horrible things that people have said online, and it just came to the point where I got very, very angry, and then I was like, okay, like I have to take my power back and my focus back. So I put my phone down and I haven't looked at it, and I think it's gonna be enough for me for today, from like social media and politics and news and everything. By the way, I did want to tell you this, that I figured that the reels and the shorts videos that I'm doing are not enough or maybe are just not enough for me, and I also wanted to share some more information in a different format. So by the time you're watching this, definitely there are some new posts going on and going up on my Instagram as well. Really like the idea of these carousel posts. So if you don't know what carousel posts are, are basically the type of posts where you just swipe through them, and it's not just one post, but you can swipe through them. So I've been trying to create some of those, and they are already going up. So if you're interested, I think I already said in this video that my Instagram is the same as on here. It's at effythenewone. If you're interested in psychology, more so in clinical and health psychology and organizational psychology, leadership development, work psychology, those are the areas where I have like the most knowledge from with regards of psychology, because I did my master's in clinical and health psychology, as I said before. And right now I'm doing the postgrad in work and leadership development and organizational psychology. So those are the kinds of posts that you can expect from me. Just gonna fix my brows because they really bother me. And as I said, I'm gonna go to the kitchen, eat something, relax, and it's another very hectic day tomorrow, which is kind of the theme for the next few months. Like, I know I chose this, but I did not know that it was gonna be this challenging. The word that I said that I would use instead of hard, that it was gonna be this challenging, you know, having a 9 to 5 and, you know, taking care of the apartment and nourishing my relationships, doing some fun things as well, and keeping the balance with work and play, let's say. But yeah, I'm doing my best, and I just shared this Instagram story yesterday, and I posted that I officially started my postgraduate thesis writing process. And I just wanted to say it here too, that if you're in the same shoes as I am and you're currently writing your thesis, or you're currently working on something that requires a lot of attention and attention to detail and research and a lot of effort in the name of creating something good and something better and achieving something great for yourself, I'm here to support you in a way that I can. Hopefully these videos can motivate you somehow, or encourage you, or just maybe, you know, give you like a safe space and maybe some time to get away from all of that and relax and recharge in a way. Yeah, I'm rooting for you. We got this. Even if it's challenging, we do got this. If you're kind of going through the same things as I am, let me know in the comments below. And I just checked my analytics on YouTube, and I can see that 85% of you is not subscribed. So if you're watching my videos and you're new here, please do subscribe. It would be very, very much appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, please also give it a like, and thank you so much for watching. I very, very much appreciate you guys and all your support that you always give me. Yeah, I'm just very, very tired but very grateful. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.